Hey friends, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. So in today's video, we're going to be doing 3 demos. We're going to be using newest Mega palette, the Mothership Mega palette by Pat McGrath. I am so excited, you guys. We're going to be doing 3 eye makeup looks, swatches. We're going to talk about price and everything. So if that sounds fun to you and this is your first time here, my name is Gigi. Thank you so much for clicking on my channel. I hope you stay subscribed for more. Click that red button below that says subscribe, and also come over to my Instagram because I show you a lot of sneak peeks and we do a ton of fun things there that we cannot do here. And without further ado, let's start. Alright my friends, and let's begin, and we're going to be talking all about Mothership Mega Celestial Divinity palette. And oh my god, you guys, this is a controversial little guy, very controversial, because we've never seen 18 shadows on a Pat McGrath palette, and we've never seen, you know, like this many shadows at this price especially. So just for reference, just in case you don't know what I'm talking about and the controversy, she has these kind of palettes. These are her big Mothership palettes. You get 10 eyeshadows in these big palettes, and these are very expensive. I believe they're $120. Then she has these little quads where they're very pricey as well. You get 4 shadows and you get usually her special formulas within these guys. And she also has these kinds. This was the latest one that she released with, you get like 6 pens like this. This is a little bit, you know, just less expensive. You pay less money for these kind of palettes. The packaging is cardboard, everything like that. So this was the latest palette that she's come out with. You get 6 shadows in here. So on the new Mega palette, we have 18 shades. These 2 rows here and these 2 rows here, so these and this are existent already, and she's released them on this format before in her Star Wars palette. So I don't have either of those to show you, and I don't have either of those to swatch and compare formulation. But I'm gonna just tell you from my, you know, experience working with these shadows, what do I think, if they're, you know, just compatible with Pat's formula. So as I said, these are existent. These 6 shades in the middle are the only new ones in this palette. And even though when I saw the packaging, I was a little bit underwhelmed by everything, just the presentation and everything, how you saw it in the pictures, because it was not in part with, you know, the luxury of these kind of palettes by her. I still wanted to give it a go because, as I mentioned, I don't have the other 2 Star Wars, so for me it was 100% worth it. This palette retails for 103 Canadian dollars, and it is called the Celestial Divinity Eyeshadow Palette. It is an 18 shade epic edit that offers a full spectrum of perfection for infinite artistry, making Pat McGrath Labs history. This first ever Mega Mothership palette with 18 shadows is the most colossal, extravagant yet. It has a range of blendable high impact formulas and textures, 6 shades granting complete access to infinite looks. So you get the palette. It is a cardboard kind of palette. It is magnetic, so it closes right up like that. And so before I started working with the palette, I think I showed you at the beginning of the demo, these little guys were meant to hold your palette up so you can do your makeup sort of like this, and it was standing like this, but after using it, it just went like this. So whatever, I don't care. Actually, I really don't mind. You get a huge mirror, which is a very good quality, and I did all my makeup using this guy. This is a palette that I would take traveling with my eyes closed. I would never ever travel with either of these ones. And if I wanted to have the intensity and the opacity of Pat McGrath shadows, this is the palette. This is the palette that I would take 100%. So in this video, I'm not really gonna compare any shadows, you know, like any Pat shadows. I don't think, you know, like I could deep into my collection and go one by one. But to be honest, you guys, this palette is about having everything in one. I don't know, there's something about having everything in one palette that makes it so easy, you know, when you have them all together. I am a big fan of little guys like these. I'm so into these ones, but once in a while I do want to grab a huge palette, and this is a very versatile kind of palette. You get hundreds of, you know, possibilities. The possibilities are truly endless when it comes to these. Something that I really wanted to point out is that I believe that she's wanting to make a business move, just like Natasha Denona used to have her bigger palettes, very expensive and not accessible to everyone, and then she moved into this format kind of palette. Remember, she got a lot of heat as well because people was pissed off at that she would sell, you know, less shadow and more colors like that on a cheaper price. You know, this palette is $65. It is very accessible for people. This one isn't that accessible, so I think Pat is going that route, and I appreciate that. I appreciate that business move. I think that if she's keeping the formula consistent, then I have no problem with the change of packaging. I have no problem paying a little bit less for the amount of shadows that you get. Remember, you don't get the same amount of product in each pan. Obviously, you get more variety, but they're smaller, right? So you get a little bit of shadow, but you do get to try her formula, which is the most important part. So now, without more rambling, let's just jump into the demo portion application of this video. Then we're gonna see swatches and then final thoughts. All right, friends, so let's begin. And I kind of like that it stays like this, you know, so that you can use this very large mirror to do your makeup. Anyways, we have hundreds of options here. This palette is, to me, I see it as your complementary palette, the pop of color kind of palette. So when I look at this color story, I find it's just all over the place. But we're going to do a pinky eye look, and I think I'm gonna go into this shade, which I think is called Dragonfly. Let's run that on our crease. And hello, pigment. Extremely pigmented, so easy to apply, no complaints. Let's move on to this one, Electron, to deepen out our outer V. Really soft, very soft shadows. So I am going to take this one here. Yeah, let's take that one there. That one is the shade Corruption, and I'm gonna apply that all over my lid, and we're gonna do it dry first. And I think already it's not a good idea, so let's wet our brush, because this one is gonna have fallout and I don't want to ruin my base. Look at that pigmentation. Are you seeing that, you guys? This is stunning. Right, and that was just amazing. It was extremely effortlessly just apply all by itself. Amazing shadow. So just gonna blend the edges, just deepening that outer V with that Electron shade, and just running whatever is left. And this is pretty much all I'm gonna do, you guys. Very simple. I am going to take that outer V shade and I'm gonna run it on my lower lash. Alright, we'll finish off this eye later with, you know, the huge. Now I am going to do a purple eye. So I am going to take the brown. I'm going to take this shade here, which is, you only get 1, 2, 3 true mattes in here. So I'm going to take that one. Looks like a brown, sort of like a vino, a wine color, vino. And yeah, I'm gonna apply it on my outer V and crease. I'm gonna take this shade here, so Venomous Void, and I'm gonna wet my brush a little bit because again I do feel like they're going to have fallout and I don't want to ruin my base, so I'm gonna put that. That's a beautiful purple. And then for my inner corner, I'm going to take this one here. Ooh, that was pigmented. Going to apply the same wine color on my lower lash. Let me just finish off my eyes with maybe mascara and liner and I'll be right back. Alrighty friends, and I'm back and I finished off my 2 eye looks with liner, mascara, and a brown eyeliner in my waterline. So this is what we're working with. Very, very pretty. Oh my goodness, I love this inner corner purple shade. Is stunning, and this pinky eye is everything. So glittery and pretty. It took little to no effort. You saw that. Just, oh my goodness, I'm excited. I'm excited because this is truly Pat's formula, and so this is going to be your chance to try a really rainbow palette and try out her formula. So I am happy. We're going to move on to a third eye makeup look. I do want to do something more neutral, so let's see what I create with my neutral. Alrighty, and we are back for our more neutral eye, and so for this one I am going to dip into this shade here, the brown. Again, I usually like a matte, you know, crease shade. I know Pat sometimes will give us all her formulas into one, but I usually prefer my mattes for my crease. And again, I'm wetting all these shadows. I just wet my brush for this green one there because I don't want fallout. So I am going to apply this green all over my lid. And then I'm gonna take this one here and I'm gonna place it in my inner corner. Now I'm going to take my blending brush and just apply more of that color in my outer. With my finger, I'm applying the green for a little bit more intensity, and same for that inner corner shade. And I'm gonna blend with my finger. I'm gonna take that same shade and I'm gonna run it, the matte one, on my lower lash. And these are the first two rows of swatch, and most of them was just one swipe, you guys. Extremely pigmented shadows. And these are the last 6 shades. Alright guys, and I'm back, and this is my more neutral kind of eye. So I finished off my eye makeup with just mascara. I applied the Climax mascara by NARS, and I applied brown liner in my waterline, and I did, you know, just black eyeliner, and that's it. For my face, I did just uploaded a review on Suku's holiday collection, a beautiful face palette. So I am wearing Suku's face palette. And on my lips, if you're curious, I'm also wearing Suku's lip fog. Oh my goodness, this is a beautiful mood. Anyways, we're not here to talk about friends, and as you saw, very stunning kind of palette. I have no complaints whatsoever when it comes to the packaging. Everything about the palette, the formula was amazing to work with. I had no trouble. Wide pigmentation, you guys, a very pigmented. My swatches were a one swipe kind of swatch. It's just like, I don't know. I am very impressed with this palette. I'm not gonna lie, I had really little hopes. Because when I look at this palette, I don't really think MCGRATH. I really don't. But thinking about, you know, as I mentioned before, just the business movement, just selling something more affordable so people can, you know, access to it, I think it's really smart. I love the fact that she has all the names engraved at the back of the palette. I love how portable it is. I will take this traveling with my eyes closed. I would never take this mama traveling. So if you're like me, then this is going to be for you. This is going to be your complementary palette. For me, it will never be a one eye kind of thing. Like the one I did today, I try to be more neutral and everyday, and I ended up with, like, you know, it is a little bit much for an everyday, in my opinion, because I don't really wear these colors in an everyday kind of basis. But you do you, boo. Like, it doesn't matter. These are pretty, these are beautiful, very I mean, I was extremely surprised because I was thinking, you know, for this price, what is going on? Why are we getting these many shades? What's going on? But I think this is consistent with Pat's regular formula. The extra metallics are just very, very soft. They are pigmentation is no issue in this palette. All my 3 looks, I know I wetted my brush, but that was optional. You don't really need to do that. Like for a more everyday kind of, you know, eye, you can only apply this green, and it is not overly metallic. You see, like my eyelids, it may look a little bit more just because I wetted my shadow, and that was just because I had my face done and I didn't want to have you know, just full out all over my face. That was the only reason why I felt like I wanted to wet my shadows. I didn't even give them a dry try. I just went ahead and wet them. So my experience working with these shadows, amazing, very well done, and I think it's stunning palette. Alrighty friends, and that was it for today. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know, what do you think about this palette? Are you thinking about picking this one up for the holidays, or are you just gonna skip on it? What do you think about the price drop? Anything, let's chat in my comments. Thank you so much for your love and support, my friends. Do not forget to share, like, and subscribe, and I'll catch you next one. Bye.